We asked a question right before the break. What has convinced you that Brock Purdy is the guy for the Niners at quarterback? Because we all want the guy. We just watched the quarterback documentary on Netflix, and we're all jealous of Patrick Mahomes being the guy in Kansas City. Andy Reid has his guy. Zach Taylor in Cincinnati has his guy in Joe Burrow. Sean McDermott has his guy in Josh Allen.
Vikings got their guy.
The Vikings don't have their guy. They don't. They don't have They have nothing with Kirk Cousins. Nothing. We know that.
You don't think there are qualities that Kirk Cousins possesses? I'm not here to say that I want Kirk Cousins as my quarterback.
I hear you.
But there aren't qualities he possessed that you would desire out of the 49er quarterback, whoever that might be?
He has some good qualities.
He has a lot of good qualities.
But is he taking you over the top?
On this team, I don't know if you need a guy to take you over the top. Long term, yeah.
I think you need a guy to take you over the top. I think it's been proven the last 3 NFC championship games for the 49ers and the Super Bowl, that is. You need a guy to take you over the top.
So Brock can get to another level?
I don't know. I'm here to see it.
Yeah.
Are Niner fans convinced he's the guy? And what has convinced you that Trey Lance isn't the guy? I was listening to Willard and Dish yesterday. They're having a good show, and Willard was saying, I don't hate Trey Lance, but why do people hate Brock Purdy? No. I don't think people hate Brock Purdy at all. There's a lot of hatred towards Trey Lance, but nobody hates Brock Purdy. How can you hate the last pick of the draft? I didn't think he was going to be anything. I was like, this guy. But you know what? He proved me wrong. And he played very, very good football for the 49ers. Very good football.
Wouldn't you say that of all the fan bases, the Niner fan base standard is probably the highest in terms of when it comes to these players? Nick Bosa is a great example. Nick Bosa is amazing.
Yeah.
He's excellent. You know what? Some people are like, is he better than Haley yet? Is he better than Alvin Smith yet? I don't know, right? Patrick Willis is one of the greatest football players any of us has ever seen. And there were still people like myself who were like, I think Bowman had a better season in 2013 than what Willis did. You know what I mean? We do this crazy thing. T.O. is one of the top 3 receivers of all time. He will always be number 2 to Jerry Rice.
No doubt.
Right?
No doubt.
Steve Young, in 25 other franchises, is the number 1 quarterback of all time. But he's number 2 behind Joe Montana, and it's not even close.
Not close.
All right. Frank Gore is the greatest running back of all time in how many different, settings?
But I don't think he's better than Roger Craig.
That's what I'm saying. Right? A lot of people feel
Roger
that way.
Craig should be in the Hall of Fame. Roger Craig should be in the Hall of Fame.
You're not alone.
Hell, Hugh McElhaney. He gets referenced a lot out here. He was a damn good player.
Joe the Jet Perry.
Yeah.
John Henry Johnson, who I know people don't want to get. But the point that I'm getting at is I actually think and then now it sounds like we're the wine and cheese fans because it feels like I'm trying to be Mr. Tastemaker here. But it does feel like the 49er standard, the fan base standard, is actually higher than almost anyone.
So has Brock Purdy met that standard already? Has he convinced you already, despite the injury, that he's the guy moving forward? Let's go to Polo real quick at Redwood City. Polo, 888-957-9570 is the number. Polo, Redwood City wants to chime in. What's up, Polo?
Yeah, what's up, man? Hey, I'm going to say this. I don't think he's the guy. Even when Kyle Shanahan said Trey Lance was the guy, when he gave him the starting job over Jimmy G. And nobody's going to training camp fighting for the job, so we just giving jobs away. I feel like all 3 of them should fight for that job, even though Purdy had a good playoff run or a good run his first few games. Kyle Shanahan said Trey Lance lost his job. Well, how did he lose his job? Or how did he lose his chances? How did he lose his chances, Shanahan? By you just running him down the middle? Hey, man, that job rightfully is earned by Trey Lance, the 2.0 of Kaepernick.
Let me ask you something, Polo. What has convinced you that Brock Purdy's not the guy? What is it about him that you're just not feeling?
Man, I'm not. You gotta earn your stripes, man. You can't just give him the job because he had a good little run. He's a rookie. He's gonna hand the job over to this rookie.
Didn't he earn it?
No.
Didn't he earn it a little?
Keep doing it.
I mean, they were undefeated.
He reminded me of Tim Rattay.
Really? Whoa, Polo, really? Tim Rattay?
It's getting ran by the defense. The defense is that got our back. That's all we have. I want to see Trey Lance in there. Give that man his fair chance, a real fair chance, and open up that playbook. Don't treat him like he a fullback. Nose dive right up the middle.
Well,
then go say he loses his chances.
All right, Polo. I hear you. 888-957-9570.
Tim
You
Rattay
guys
is strong.
agree with Polo. Yeah, I'm not going there. And by the way,
not.
you know, I can't make a big deal about Trey Lance losing his job due to injury because Alex Smith lost his job due to injury. And I was all for it.
Well, that's what happens in sports.
That's what it happens in the NFL.
It
happened for Draymond Green. David Lee got hurt, and it opened up the door for Draymond Green.
Exactly.
And here we are today. Here we are today with Draymond. So Tim Rattay's a little strong, and Brock Purdy deserves credit for the way he played. To go up to Seattle on Thursday Night Football on a short week, and the amount of pain he played with. I know everybody's going crazy over Kirk Cousins. Oh my God, he's so tough. You know how tough Purdy had to be to get through that Seattle game?
Well, that's the game. You're asking me what's the game where you know that he's the guy, and I would point to that game. But I also would have said the same thing about Jimmy Garoppolo on a Saturday night against the LA Rams at home in 2019, where I pointed to the second half of his performance in that game and said, that's why he's the guy. The New Orleans game, that's why he's the guy.
Right.
And you can have these moments,
right.
But I think what separates the truly great quarterbacks from the ones, like I would say a tier below, the Kirks and the Daks and stuff, is that they have those performances a lot.
Every week.
Maybe not every week, but
you know, when it comes down to it, you're like, okay, I don't want the ball in that guy's hands because he's going to make top
when
tier
they don't
throws.
do it, you're shocked.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
That's, I guess, where I was at.
Exactly.
So, like, you know, again, Jimmy Garoppolo had maybe one of his finest, couple of drives in Week 18 of 2021, and then he literally the very next week went to Dallas, and they were up multiple scores,
23-7.
And he just threw up all over himself.
20-37. And Shanahan had to take the ball out of his hands.
So we act like these players are, once you get to a level, you're like a video game. You're going to stay at the 93 overall, and you're never going to dip down. For the guys that are in that second tier of quarterbacking, they're up and down. They're up and down.
Spider Rico, Bonte. No one hates Purdy. Interpolo for Redwood City. Well, we found one guy who is not the biggest fan, but he just wants to see a competition, and I think we'll see it. Now, I'm not sure if I believe Shanahan when he says we have three quarterbacks who can play. Nothing's set in stone. I'm sure he'll be peppered with those questions today at 11 o'clock down in Santa Clara. Who's the starting quarterback? And he's going to tell us all, hey, we're a little hard-headed. He's not going to talk about it.
But if Joe Montana can get yanked out of games, and even if we all agree it was probably not the best strategy, and Bill Walsh was kind of crazy for doing it.
He was.
Can we all agree, like, we literally saw this happen with Steve Young and Joe Montana with the questioning of a guy who felt, and Joe was way more established than where Brock's at, right? Yep. Joe had multiple Super Bowls under his belt.
Oh, this is bad. Oh, my gosh. Got some breaking news about Bronny James. Bronny James, yesterday while practicing, Bronny James suffered a cardiac arrest.
What?
Medical staff was able to treat Bronny and take him to the hospital. He's now in stable condition and no longer in ICU. We ask for respect.
Oh, my goodness.
And privacy for the James family. We'll have an update. We'll update media when there is more information. LeBron and Savannah wish to publicly send their deepest thanks and appreciation to the USC medical and athletic staff for their incredible work and dedication to the safety of their athletes. Wow. Thank God he's all right. He's alive. He's breathing. He's stable. Thank the heavens for that. That's tough right there. Oh, my gosh.
Tough. That's like the worst thing ever.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, man.
Playing ball, and no, that's terrible.
Looks like TMZ Sports was first on that one, man. Jeez. All right. Well, Bronny's good, though. Prayers up to Bronny James as we get back into the 49ers. 888-957-9570. Is Trey Lance better than Brock Purdy? Right now, he hasn't proven that. He just hasn't. Brock Purdy, let's talk some of the attributes for Brock Purdy. His feel in the pocket, better than I expected.
Yeah.
Very good. The way he stepped up, the way he beat the blitz. I think about the Miami game when they ran that zero blitz against him right before halftime, and he hit George Kittle over the middle, and he stood in there and took that hit. I was like, damn. And then, matter of fact, one of the first play of the game, I think against Tampa Bay, they got hit for hitting the quarterback too hard. What was it? The guy hit him too high or something in the helmet. I forget who it was, but he gets knocked down. They get the 15-yard penalty. And then Brock Purdy leads a touchdown drive, and they're up 7-0. So his feel in the pocket, his feel against the blitz, his instincts, and he has some nice touch on his deep throws. A lot of people say he doesn't have a strong arm, but I watched him over and over and over deliver the deep ball down, whether it's Brendan Ayuk, George Kittle, or Christian McCaffrey.
Wouldn't you say his pre-snap recognition and his command is excellent?
That's the first start of it, no doubt. He recognizes things. He knows where to hit.
And I think the way he goes through his progressions, boom, 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 like he's a quick processor. That's so evident. And to your point, like part of the processing is his ability to kind of, be agile as he's moving through who to throw to and make enough of a little hezzy move or a little quick twitch move to kind of buy himself that extra step or that extra time. And he's got really nice slot throwing where he can deliver it from a variety of different angles. There's a lot to really like about the guy.
No, I like where Brock Purdy was at last year. By the end of the year, he was so damn good. I thought the Niners were going into Philadelphia to win that game. And quarterback was not my problem at all. Hell, on the play he got hurt, Brandon Ayuk looked like he was about to deliver a dime to Brandon Ayuk. Who knows what happens after that?